Back out here working on the van. Not a lot has been done. We got some plywood here, and this is going to be part of this is actually 3/4 inch. We're going to use it for the bed platform, and Dave is actually going to figure out how to put that in. If I do this all on my own, it's definitely going to take a year, and I want to use it sooner. So I've asked if he would do the framing, the furring strips, and if he would do like the bed install, and that way I can focus on other things. I have family from out of town, so I will not be doing a very long video this week, but there are a few little odds and ends. So one of the things I want to do is kind of make the edge behind the like bulkhead under the cab look better, because it's really ugly. And so I've got some, it was supposed to be tape. It seems more like contact paper. So I'm not really sure how sticky it will be on the metal, but we'll try that out and see how it does. And the other thing that I'm gonna do is I got a cup holder, because most of the cup holders in the cab of this Ram ProMaster are really far down. When I'm driving, I'm sitting pretty far up. This should extend it up and out. I can actually swivel it around. So I'll put that in and see what it looks like, see if it's gonna work. So this is the basically contact paper. It's supposed to be tape. It has a wood grain, so I'm going to put it right here to cover up, put it right here and across to cover up the ugly stuff. Doing too bad with bubbles, even though the surface here isn't super flat. Being precise is not what I'm best at. Crooked. Oh my God. If it just stays there and covers, it's going to be an improvement on the white. The other thing I got to cover up that area, and I think it's too big. I'll show you. I think I'm going to order 1/2 inch, but I got this rope. Actually, that's not too bad. Keep you from jamming your foot into the edge too. So Dave is building out the bed frame and the framing of the walls so that I can focus on other things. Of course, getting COVID has slowed me down considerably. I'm actually supposed to be inside resting, but I'm not. I'm watching van tour videos and getting antsy. This is how the trim turned out. It doesn't look too bad. Much, much better than it did. I'll be working something around that edge. And of course, this will be underneath the cabinetry, which is actually what I really came out to do, is measure. That's what it's going to look like. We've got a new board to put it in on the head. This is just one we've mocked up. Once the mattress gets here, which should be tomorrow, we'll be able to really determine the height. I got a 10-inch mattress. That might be a little overdoing it. And then we might have to lower it an inch or two. We'll see. That whole wall is going to be my kitchen, and I've decided I'll probably put in a refrigerator. I was just going to use a cooler. This was supposed to be a low build with no electric, and it's turning into a full-on build because now I'm kind of doing everything. And then I'm going to put in a seat right here on this side of the bed. Batman's in here just so we can put lumber in without scratching the floor. The seat that I can look out the slider then when I work, and the seat swivels so when Dave and I are both traveling, we can have like look at each other if we want to and work or put card table or whatever in between. Mostly hopefully we'll be outside when we're traveling and enjoying the outdoors. Okay, I've got this big measuring stick here so that I can make my screws kind of even. It's not going to be the most beautiful screws, but they will hold this on nicely. So I've got them kind of evened out, and Dave suggested putting one further out, so instead of going through all the layers, it'll go through less and keep it from wanting to tip, since there's uneven layers underneath there. So we've got them all marked, and now I'm going to pre-drill, and then I'm going to do like a little bit of countersink, kind of create a countersink by using a bigger drill to just go down barely, and that will keep these screws more flush with the edge here. More? It's almost through. That really is like super easy. Almost. So we've got these kind of, this is vinyl and it has like probably a kind of paperish coating on it. It's not the best way to countersink things, but I think once the screw is in like this one, it should look okay. That's my best one and that's my worst one. I went way too far with that one, but some of this will probably be under things. So this is actually not too bad of one. I do have one more piece in case of emergency, but I think this will work. The other piece I'm going to cut and put the last little section right there so that the seam goes, or the edging goes all the way across. I just went right in. There is my edge. It is beautiful. No one's going to catch their feet on it. Much better than it used to be, and it'll protect the layer of insulation and subfloor that's underneath the flooring. I think that looks great. Now I'll just cut this little piece over here.
Keep running the same problems over and over again. With the board up, we can't put anything here. There's no way to do anything with this area, but it gives me the headroom I needed for tall. The mattress is going to come up to about here, but I just don't know how to finish this area off. This sticks out. There's nothing I can, this goes right out to the wall of the van, so you can't drill in this because it'll drill right outside. This sticks out too far from this. There's nowhere to put a board, so that's the problem I'm having with the walls.
We'll have to think about that. I wonder if we can build a frame like on the inside of the ribs above and below, and then one little layer on the middle rib so that we can set it in there. Putting the bed on, that's the head of the bed. All right, another project for me that's small, so you're supposed to be taking it easy. Let me show you the issue here. The cup holders are all down here, or down here. You see the problem when I'm driving? That's probably not a good look when you're driving. So I got a little device. Let's see if it solves that problem. I should point out that there is a cup holder here, but not only is it extremely shallow, but it is right by the USB and 12 volt DC charger. So probably not the best place to spill things. So I'd really prefer to use these here. So let's see what I can do about making those more accessible. Okay, so I'm not sure why this has a little compass in it. That's kind of silly, but you can see that's not going to be very stable. So actually, if you screw it right here, the little flanges come out to make it bigger. You can see how they're coming out on the sides here. So now when I put it in, put it in the right way, it is also still too small. Let me try to get that bigger. There we go. So now it is much more stable. And I've got a drink holder right here that I don't have to reach down as far to grab my drink. And it swivels out of the way, so I can just push it like so and just kind of close it up under there, so it's not going to be in my way. We'll see how that works. I'll let you know later on when I'm actually testing it with a drink. Next little project is going to be getting a little strip of kill mat up there and my insulation as well. Couple little kill mat patches on each side should cut down on any sound and vibration around the fan. You know, just help. Every little bit helps. All right, it's the next day, and this is the bed frame so far. It's not complete. We went through a few different designs, and by we, I mean Dave. We did discuss everything, but you can see we've used these long brackets from IKEA to hold it up. And what we really need is one in the center as well, with the mattress displacing the weight. This is 3/4 inch, I believe. It should be fine, but rather than have a should be fine, we would rather have it be super sturdy. So that will come in a few days. Well, there is still so much to do. COVID is kicking my butt. Hopefully I'll be completely over it shortly, but with the bed in, I could actually, I've got a portable heater, I've got a power bank, I could actually get up and go if I could. So I'm feeling pretty good now that the bed is in. Not finished, but a huge step closer. Forgive my appearance, my raspy voice. I am still trying to get over COVID, but I wanted to wrap up this most recent van build video with some little interesting facts. So I've got kind of a van diary here. So I'm actually putting in a lot of different information that I kind of want in one spot. Yes, I could use a spreadsheet. I work on computers all day, and I really like writing. So I have in here different things I'm going to do. I have like a van diary where I write down what I've done each day, so I can kind of track my progress, look back at what I was doing over time. The other thing I'm tracking is costs. I think it would be most helpful if I do a really good breakdown of the costs when the van is complete, so that you know how much was wood, how much was electrical wiring and batteries, how much was plumbing, and that way you've got specific categories, and if anybody does have questions about what I used or how I did it, then we can kind of keep it grouped together so that it makes sense. And if you have a particular project you're working on a van, I think that would be most helpful. So I am tracking that, and that will be something that I'll share when we get to the end. Also, I would have to say my costs are fairly high because I had to get some tools that I didn't have on hand. So if you have a full shop or access to one, your van build might be considerably less. The other thing that's interesting is I went ahead and drove onto a scale and got my weight. At that time I had in my Thinsulate, my kill mat, and my flooring. So I kind of removed that weight to kind of get a guesstimate about what the van weighed before the build. And that on the scale was 5,060 pounds. And I compared that after I took out all the weight that I put into it myself, that came to 4,903 pounds, which is pretty close to what I'm seeing that the empty weight should be for this type of van. And that way, when I'm done with the build, I can also tell you the complete weight of what I added to the van. The max payload for this van is 3,800 pounds. So I don't think I'm gonna go over that even close. So I think I'm pretty safe there. I'm not doing a giant water tank. I think that's one of the biggest weights that you can put into these. So I just thought that was pretty interesting. And the next things that I'm going to be doing, this panel in the van was basically a piece of cardboard. So I bought some really thin plywood today. I'll use the cardboard as a template, and I got some stain for it, so I'll be covering that up. I plan on also using that over the doors to cover up those two spots, because those will be kind of in the garage area. And I don't think, not only will we not see them, but I think that this plastic is, I won't care if it gets kind of beat up by different outdoor gear as I'm pulling it in and out. You may have noticed that the bed is gone. We have that third support coming. We pulled it out so that we could treat the wood to reduce the risk of mold. And when that beam comes back in, we'll have 3 support structures across the entire van, and we'll get that put back in. We're also looking at getting the furring in. So we'll have the framing on the ceiling and the walls. And I'm not sure how much of that will get done before the next video, but there's a lot of projects. The other thing is somebody really ruined this whole wall here when they were putting in the bulkhead that this van came with. It really needs a handle. There's no step getting into this thing, and I'm kind of short. So I'm going to pull this off and probably put some rivet nuts underneath. I might need to actually add something under the plastic, kind of bulk it up. And I'm not sure how to make it look less ugly on the outside with all these multiple holes. So if you have any ideas for that, let me know. I have to be careful because there's an airbag in there. So that will be one of my next projects as well. So thank you for joining us on this van build. I know it's not kind of set out like most people do it, with each section very neat and clean. It's more of a log of us building out the van, so different projects happening at multiple times. But hopefully you're getting something out of this, enjoying seeing our mistakes and our successes, and we'll see you on the next one. Thank you so much.